I'm here. I'm Tom. Hi. And gosh, what are we doing today? Okay, so lately we've been really focused on robots here at the Lift and Shift Foundation. So we've been running this program on the weekends called Battle of the Bots. And let me just make sure I have some sound today, because I've had some sound issues in the past. Okay, so it looks like you can hear me. I'm going to crank it up a little bit. I want to put it near the red. I'm gonna get close to redlining it today. I do not have any crazy sound. I was thinking about at last minute trying out some other sound, but let me turn down the audio. Okay, there we go. Gotcha. So we've been really we've been focused on robots and Battle of the Bots and these robot battles and these make block tanks and things. And on Thursdays, I've been coming off to Twitch myself after catching up with our design team and doing a thing where I might highlight some of the things we've been printing, like this. This is a face mask that we've been working on behind the scenes, to go on the robots. We've created this battery plate to reposition all of the stuff. And I've got a few like brackets of my own here. I've been creating all these crazy things, mounts and whatnot, and that's not working the way I wanted it to. But there we go. See, crazy mounts and things that go together. There's parts that snap and lock and fit, and part of behind the scenes stuff that I have not shared is my print setup. And I thought I'd take a few minutes tonight to actually take a break from little coffee today. It's a sore throat. Anyway, and I just stuffed my face. I had to run across the street, get some food, so ignore my issues. I have a glass of mostly water here. Splash of juice, but anyway, so I'm gonna take, I don't know, half hour or so and just go over my printer, my setup. You can see my printer up there. There we go, right there. I'm going to share some bigger screens, some close-ups. I'm going to share some web browsers. You can see, actually, let's just go right to it. Let's switch to that screen right there. Hey, check it out. Look at that. So that is my printer. That's a Creality. I think I always butcher that name, but it is a Creality CR10 Mini. And you can see right there, that is an old Android Pixel phone. I have a phone laying around. I don't have a Raspberry Pi. I've got a lot of Arduinos. I've got all kind, like every flavor of Arduino, but I don't have any Raspberry Pis laying around. So I wanted to to do some highlighting, like printing and showing off the prints that our design team makes and some of the prints that I make. And time lapse photos are really cool for that. There's all these servers out there you can set up. You can go into Thingiverse and Cults 3D and all kinds of places and find all these mounts for Logicam. It's really popular, I think, and a Raspberry Pi, so that you can run a print server and basically run your printer from a web browser. So I don't have a Raspberry Pi. I think I just mentioned that, but I don't have one. And I wasn't about to go buy one when I have a phone laying around here. So I'm going to switch screens here. I'm a big fan of Hackaday. Hackaday is like something I read all the time as an engineer. I saw this thing, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to set up a Raspberry Pi. So before we get to the discussion about the Raspberry Pi, so this is my current setup, and I just want to share. This actually works really, really, really well. I printed a mount for my phone. It's actually mounted right there, in front of the bed, and I'm gonna shift. This is a time lapse video that I used with the standard Google Photos app. So I set it on time lapse. I'm gonna let this run. We're just gonna check it out. and I'm just printing a half of a clamshell enclosure I designed. But you can see here the time lapse on Google. Here's where I sped it up. You can actually change the speed settings along the way, so you can do this. So I was originally this started out at 10 times speed, and I stepped it up here to 120 times speed, which, you know, they give the little tooltip to hover over the buttons. It tells you this is good for sunsets. 10 times speed is good for, you know, a busy intersection, that kind of stuff. So I let this run, and this print took, oh gosh, I don't know, hour and a half. So it basically cut down to 90 minutes to about 70 seconds as far as a print was concerned. And this doesn't look that bad, right? I mean, I slowed it down right about here to 10 times again. So you can see it's a little slower. And you can do that while it's printing. And the cool part about this setup is we can watch it over and over and over again while I keep talking. But the cool part about this setup is it's oh, hey, yeah, I think it's good. I'm watching crazy stuff, but I'm not on Twitch. But so the cool part about this setup is this uploads straight to Google Photos, so you can share it straight from the browser. I'm actually in the Google Photos app right now. You can see it. I'm playing it straight from my browser, straight from Firefox. So the cool part about using your phone as the camera with the built-in app is that you can take advantage of all the Google type settings. Excuse me. And I really dig this. I think I may use this without the server, but I wanted to try the server, the Octoprint server. So I set that up last week, and I'm ready to share my setup so that anybody else who wants to try can give it a shot. But this is just an example of something I was printing, and if you have a phone around, if you don't even have to have your backup phone. If you don't have an old phone laying around, you can use your legit phone. Just put it in a mount, and plug it into the wall so that it doesn't die while it's recording camera footage for an hour or 2 hours or whatever. But you can use the standard Android Google Photos app and turn on the video setting. This is no zoom, no nothing, just the regular video setting. And I checked the box for the time lapse, and this bounces back and forth between 10 times and 120 time over the beginning and end, so that the beginning and end are slower, and the middle is really fast. So you can kind of see that there, but at the same time, this looks decent. My print is a little warped, and I probably have the temperature up too high on the nozzle, but I was having some bed adhesion issues. The printer wasn't running for a couple days, and I always find that breaks in printing mean that things don't stick when I turn everything back on. But anyways, aside from that, this is actually really, really like cool. I dig it, and this doesn't look bad. So it could look better. That's my thing as a person who watches a lot of 3D print videos and tries to learn from other people doing these things. You see some really, really good time-lapse photos of parts being printed and objects coming off 3D printer, and Octoprint is what they use to in between layers move that print head away and take a still photo and slice all the still photos together into a video. So that this is what we've set up, and this is where I found it. I'm gonna pause this again, and we're gonna come back because, like I said, I don't have a Raspberry Pi. I do have an Android, and what I did was I followed these instructions here. So I'm gonna go through a few of the instructions. I'm gonna go through it really quickly. It looks just like this, for the record. I was gonna struggle over trying to get close-ups of my camera screen, or my phone screen, and all of this other stuff, but it's literally right here, and you can follow the instructions. It works out really, really well. I'm gonna open up the Octoprint server. as soon as I go through these instructions. But check it out. This is connected to the 3D printer. I basically just needed a Y splitter to be able to plug into the printer and to be able to plug into the wall. The first day I did this, it died because my battery died. Your printer will not provide enough power to be able to charge the phone or keep the phone running. But this package is on GitHub, and you know, this is a very short article on Hackaday. I love it. But yeah, let's see. So I think, yep, here's the link to GitHub. So we're just going to hop over and follow that link over to GitHub. And here it is. Here's the GitHub repository. And there's extremely good instructions right here. You cannot install this from the Google Play Store. You have to install it from a file, which means you need to change your phone settings to be able to install third-party apps. And you would go to this link in your phone and download the app onto your phone, and then you would open the app, and up would come the menus to click install. So there you would do the install, and you know, from here you would do all the things that happen. It's very well documented. It's a very good process. It works great, and as you can see, here's once again the behind view of my Google Pixel. This is an old Pixel 3, I think, that I have because I run businesses and nonprofits and things, and you know, I've lost my phone last year and realized with two-factor authentication, if I lose my phone, I kind of lose my life for a week. So I have this second phone. This is my old phone, and I keep it around just in case I get locked out of things as a security measure. But this means it's my business phone, my phone that I use as a development device. I build apps on here, and I set it up so that I can use it as a developer device for installing, you know, third-party apps and things like that. So I did just that. We went through the whole process. I've done all of this, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to log in and show you. I'm going to connect to, let's see if I can zoom in right here. This might not be a great view. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, nope, no, that is not it. Let's see if I can open that in a new tab. That's terrible. Nope. Oh, wait, maybe, yeah, there we can zoom into it. Yeah. So this is what the app looks like right there, Octoprint. You'll see that it's a server that runs, and it'll tell you if it's connected, and it'll tell you if your camera is up and running. It'll hog camera so you can't use it. That's probably the only downfall to this server. But other than that, if you've ever used Octoprint, you'll feel right at home with this. I think this is my first chance getting to play with Octoprint, so I don't have any previous experience. But this works really well for me. This is exactly what my phone looks like, and it was a very easy setup. So I'm gonna wander over now. I'm gonna open up Octoprint in my Firefox browser, and this is it. This is me connecting to my phone right here. This is the Octoprint server. Excuse me. So this is the whole thing. It knows my password, so it's already logged me in. I didn't have to do anything crazy. There's a setup here. I'm already connected. I'm going to try to connect to my printer right now. Oh, and I'm connected. I'm connected to my CR10 Mini at this baud rate right here. With that serial port, so you can see it, my printer's connected. Got actual bed temperatures right there. The bed temperatures at almost 22 degrees. The same thing with the nozzle. And you can see that the same thing's down here. I can actually control my printer right now. I can tell it I want to go to 25 degrees Celsius. And there we go. You can see it's set down here. and my let's see if my, yeah, there it goes. So you can see the temperatures are actually rising. And it's kind of fluctuating right there. You can see the fluctuation. The actual temperature of the tool is about 27 degrees after I set it to 25. So controlling the printer is working. 25 is a very, very low temperature. So if I turn it up to 100 and check the box, now we can see the target. Ooh, the target has changed. Target on and off. Actual temperature, 32 degrees right here. So we can do things. You can see this is the setting and the actual temperature. So I mean this works. This works really well. I'm very happy with it so far. I'm gonna turn off the temperature. I don't really need it on right now because I'm not doing anything. I'm just kind of showing off the things that it does. Let's see. What else can I share with people about this? I didn't plan on being on all night. So the state. This is the flash drive that's already in the SD card that's already in my printer. So these are some of the files that I have. I can set them, to load and print right now, and I can print right from here from the server. I can search for a file. Let's see if I scroll down. I can upload a file right here from my desktop, which is the cool part. I can open up Cura and upload straight to here. I can create a new folder on my SD card. I can drag and drop files, G-code files right here, and actually have the server print them instead of my printer control box. So I think that is super cool. And because I can do all that stuff, I'm gonna show you that even as the Octoprint server, even though it's on my phone, it's still a full version of Octoprint. It's got all the bits and pieces that the Octoprint server uses. I set printer profiles, G-code scripts. There's a webcam feature to turn on the webcam, and you can get a stream URL. Set up time-lapse recordings. Excuse me. We can go to a plugin manager. You can find all the plugins that you are used to using. Because I have a Creality printer, I had to add the standard plugins that Octoprint needs to be able to manage the G-code and stuff like that. But you can get more plugins right here. So there's a bed level visualizer. There's a print time, display layer progress. All the things you would think come in Octoprint or Octolapse or any of those other things. Creality temperature report fix. That's probably something I probably need to install. But like I said, I just set this up last week. I'm just now starting to work with it, and I really kind of like Octoprint. So I will definitely give it a good try and a good spin. This is super cool that it works for my phone, and the benefit to Octoprint is now I can get away from using this time-lapse photo, this time-lapse from Google, and I can use the Octoprint as the print server. And I'm going to come back to Octoprint here. So the thing with Octoprint is, with the time-lapse, is that the time-lapse is still kind of like on a timed or on a Z change. But there isn't much you can do to make the fancy videos like we see, all over YouTube. Everybody does the fancy finished time-lapse things. And that's where like Octolapse comes in. So Octolapse right here will let you move the print head in the middle of a print. So you can see the webcam is my phone printer, and I haven't used any snapshots or anything. I haven't. I could probably turn on. Let's turn on test mode right now. Test mode. prevent extrusion and warm up. Maybe I don't want to run test mode, but we could run a test snapshot, right? I think we can do that. I'm not quite sure how. But here's a folder full of snapshots, time lapses. Maybe I want to try a snapshot. Let's scroll over here. Let's see, main printer stabilization trigger, test mode, that kind of stuff. I'm avoiding the one thing I want to show because it's gonna throw a wrench into things. But here we go. Ready? I'm gonna turn on the webcam, which is gonna turn on my phone's camera, and this is probably the one part where I feel like there's a struggle with the phone and the phone processing, because this part it drags. It will shut down the server, and this is what I didn't want it to get to. It could just be because my phone there that I'm using is kind of old, so it may not work with this. But I have seen this. I've seen it like up and running and working. I just haven't used the time lapse, because the time lapse is the same thing as before. So here's all you can turn all the fans off, the motors off, all the controls and things. We could run a terminal to type in codes to the control box for the Creality, for the CR10 Mini. I can go back to the temperatures. You can see the part of the control and the webcam really bogs down the server, and I think that might be the only limitation, the only drawback to running Octoprint on a phone. I've never used the Raspberry Pi for this, so I don't know if this is a common occurrence or not. If anybody catches this and they want to drop it in chat or hit us up with a tweet or something, I'm dying to know if this is something that occurs on a Raspberry Pi as opposed to the regular or the Android phone version. But this runs great, and aside from this part of it right here, like, I would normally refresh the browser at this point. This is the part I cannot wait to start. Hopefully this weekend, maybe running a couple prints and setting the time lapse or the octolapse part of it, so that I can. Yes, see, I'll have to refresh all of this right here, and it may not even let me do that. It may be angry. Yeah, probably. But yeah, no, I'm very excited to run some prints over the weekend, or probably starting tomorrow morning. Like I said, I've been working on a lot of personal projects and things here, and also at the same time printing a lot of stuff for our robot hacks for the nonprofit and the foundation. One of them is this face mask, and you can't see this. I'm gonna switch screens right here because it's locked up. You can't, nothing we're gonna do with it. But we printed this, and I got all this support structure I've been peeling away. So this is our face mask that's going on a robot. I've got that here. Let's see what else have I've got this clamshell case. This is going to be a device that I'm designing. This is going to be the housing for all the circuits and things, and it opens up. I'm gonna give you this. I designed this clamshell with these breakaway hinges, basically. So this snaps together, and it's going to be something I'm putting together for a company I run outside the nonprofit. And here's another version of it. You can check out I've got my creepy little Bluetooth board in there, but this is another version, a different version of a clamshell. This one has covers on the inside, and then I broke it trying to snap the fitting together, but it basically would go together the same way. And yeah, but yeah, so I've been testing a lot of different parts and pieces and things over here, and some of the brackets I showed earlier. But yeah, so we're gonna hop back over to Octoprint here and check it out. So the part of this that I understand is excuse me, Octoprint will do the same. Ooh, let's go back to this. Octoprint will do this same video as a time. If you set up the time lapse alone in Octoprint, it will do the same video. Excuse me, and there isn't much benefit to that. So this is a time lapse. So every 120 frames, Google Photos actually takes the actual picture. And you can basically set up the same thing in Octoprint. And I'm gonna while I'm talking through this, I'm gonna open up my Octoprint server again. Dope. And let's see if it gives me. There we go. Yes. So now we're back. We got away from the. I'm not gonna mash the control button again, but I'm under the impression that time lapse will give you the same, frames per second, and timed kind of every 10 seconds. Take a picture, that kind of stuff. So it does the same thing as this right here, but the benefit of Octolapse here is Octolapse will let you move the print head. I have it set up now so that when I slice things in Cura, it adds the code in already to tell Octoprint or Octolapse everything's happening right now. So do this. So then it will get the trigger from my slicer code, and here is where I can change the print head and make the print head actually go away so it's not in the picture. So you can see the layers of each layer basically adding on to the print, and that's what I want to try. You can leave the nozzle, the tool head in there. Like you can send it to the back left, back right. You can leave it just as it is. All of those things there, and here's the rendering. All of the you can make it a GIF for like 5 seconds. You can turn it into an MP4, that kind of stuff. I'm looking forward to playing with this and being able to show and share all the cool stuff that we're already like making and doing and things. I'm kind of coming up to the end of the chat about what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn on test mode. Oh, test mode will be activated when your next print starts. Okay, that really doesn't help me in any way, shape, or form. Snapshot plan. I don't know what those things are because, like I said, I've never used Octoprint or Octolapse before, so these are all new to me. And I'm not going to start any prints tonight because the printer's kind of loud. The CR10 Mini comes with all the default loud things, and I haven't really hacked this one yet to silence it. Like my Ender. My Ender is super silent, and it runs like 3 feet from my bed, and I can sleep next to it. It's like it's never even on. But that's maybe a story for another day. Maybe I'll share that in another video. Maybe I can use my new camera now and turn on the Droid Cam and show all the different printers and all the different hacks I've done to the CR10 Mini and the Ender 3, that kind of stuff. But this pretty much a wrap right there. I didn't expect to be on Twitch forever tonight, and there's only so much I'm going to show and share. But I dig the fact that stuff can happen. You don't need Octopi. You don't need Octoprint. You don't need a Raspberry Pi. This was done right here with a regular Google Pixel. I'm sure the iPhone does the same thing. A time-lapse photo. I set it to 120, and like I said, this print took an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 30 minutes total, with like warming up, preheat, and all that other stuff. And so basically took 90 minutes down to 70 seconds for the print. So I would recommend it. I think it's super cool. It's an easy, cheap way if you want to show videos off. And just a side note, this video is taken widescreen, sideways. The phone was sideways like this. You can easily hold it up upright, just like you're doing like a TikTok or an Instagram reel or something, and take that kind of format, which I've already done. I'm gonna switch away. You can check out. Let's open this one right here. So this is upright view right here of printing. Actually, this right here that's that print. So I'm going to switch screens right here so you can check it out. And once again, you can see it was really slow in the beginning because I turned on 10 times and switched it to 120 times speed. So you can see it starts to take off, and there was the infill. Now the cover's going on, or the skin's going on, and then it you can see the curling in the back once again because I was in a hurry and did not change this the nozzle set to 205, I think, and I've had better success at like 195, so I'm probably gonna go back and change that setting in Cura. But yeah, this is super fast right there, and for not having any hardware, any like time-lapse setup, just popping a phone out of a box, this works reasonable. And you can do this for anything you want to highlight, really. And then now you can see for the very end of it, I brought back the speed down from 120 to 10, and yeah, they're right there. That's it. And this again is just from the beginning. It's very slow, but you can see this works. And there's a bunch of different videos in here. Some of their failed prints and things like that, and the original. And this is it right there. I actually use I have one phone stand. that I like a little ring light, and I hold my phone here so I can do like zoom on my phone and stuff. And that's it right there. It's just my phone with the Google Photos. That's it. Yep. Okay. I'm kind of checked out. I hope somebody checks it out. I honestly, if I have any requests of anybody who sees anything about this, I want to know if my video feed on my server is a problem because of the phone, or if Octoprint struggles on a Pi the same way. So that's something interesting. I may commandeer the Lift and Shift Twitter tomorrow to start asking people questions and see if there's anybody out there who will chime in with some answers. But I don't usually have a lot of free time to harass people on our nonprofit Twitter, and it's rather formal. I feel like I need to be all uppity when I tweet from the official nonprofit Twitter. So maybe I'll find some other way to ask those questions. But yeah, that's about it. Anyway, I'm done for the night. Some water, juice.